It all began in the early 1900s. A local physician lived in a modest two-story home on 508 North 2nd Street, Atchison. One day, a frantic mother rushed to his door carrying her 6-year-old daughter named Sallie. The little girl was screaming in pain, clutching her stomach. The doctor quickly examined her and suspected appendicitis. Without wasting a second, he decided surgery was necessary immediately. But here's where things took a horrifying turn. Back then, anesthesia wasn't as advanced as it is today. Before the medicine took effect, the doctor began operating. Sallie screamed and cried, begging him to stop. But it was too late. She went into shock and died right there on the operating table. The doctor was devastated. The mother was inconsolable. And from that moment, legend says, Sallie never left the house. Part 2. Years later, the return of the living. Decades passed. The doctor and the family were gone, but the little white house still stood. In 1993, a young couple, Tony and Deborah Pickman, moved in with hopes of starting a new life. The house seemed perfect, warm, charming, and filled with character. But soon the strange occurrences began. At first, it was subtle. Lights flickered, their dog growled at empty corners, and baby toys moved on their own. Deborah often felt like someone was watching her, especially from the baby's room. She even decorated the nursery with cute little angel figures. But one morning, she found them all turned facing the opposite direction. Still, she tried to ignore it until things got violent. Part 3. Sallie shows herself. One day, while changing her baby's diaper, Deborah noticed deep scratches on Tony's arm, 3 red claw marks, burning as if made by something unseen. He swore he hadn't scratched himself. Over the next few weeks, the attacks continued. Tony would wake up with fresh cuts and bruises. Objects flew off shelves, and one night he saw something that chilled his blood, the apparition of a young girl. She appeared at the foot of his bed, dark eyes, old-fashioned dress, hair and curls. She looked angry, and then she vanished. Deborah believed it was the ghost of Sallie, the little girl who died there long ago. But not everyone agreed she was just a child. Part 4. Investigations and darkness. Paranormal investigators soon caught wind of the haunting. They brought cameras, recorders, and EMF meters into the home. What they captured was shocking. Unexplained temperature drops, strange whispers, and shadow figures appearing on film. One investigator claimed to have been scratched during a session. But what terrified everyone most was the tone of the recordings. A child's giggle mixed with deep, angry growls. Some experts began to believe the spirit wasn't a little girl at all, but a darker entity using the image of Sallie to gain trust. Tony's behavior began to change. He became more aggressive, more withdrawn. The house seemed to feed on fear, and Tony was its main target. Part 5. The family flees. By 1994, after months of torment, the Pigments could take no more. They left the house abruptly, leaving furniture and belongings behind. Tony later described the experience as pure evil. He said he felt something inside the house wanted to possess or destroy him. When paranormal teams continued investigating, they confirmed that the activity remained. Scratches on walls, toys moving, doors slamming, and ghostly voices calling the name Tony. Even decades later, visitors to the Sallie House report the same eerie encounters. Some feel small hands grabbing their legs, others hear giggles in empty rooms, and many leave after seeing shadows dart across the hall. Part 6. Today, the house still stands. The Sallie House still stands as one of America's most haunted homes. It has been featured on shows like Sightings, Ghost Adventures, and A Haunting. Paranormal enthusiasts from around the world come to experience the chilling energy that never fades. Local historians say the tragedy of little Sallie marked the home forever, while others believe something much darker took hold that day. Visitors describe feeling intense sadness, cold air brushing their necks, and electronics malfunctioning inside. Some claim Sally's spirit is still looking for her mother, while others think it's a demon disguising itself as a little girl, waiting for its next victim. Part 8. The mystery remains. No one truly knows who or what haunts the Sallie House. Was it the lost soul of a little girl who died too soon, or something sinister feeding off fear and tragedy? What we do know is this. Every visitor leaves with the same unsettling feeling that they were not alone. And perhaps, if you ever pass through Atchison, Kansas, and walk by that quiet white house on North 2nd Street, you might just see a little girl in an old dress watching you from the upstairs window. Her name is Sallie.